Hi guys, it's Don Phillips. Tonight I'm going back out on my own for one purpose. Let's go and shoot Haunted the Journey Part 2. Last time I was here at this arboretum in Leicester, we got an awful lot of evidence. I think the most memorable thing was in the cemetery when I said, "What have I seen?" and one of them said, "That's a ghost." I did say at the time that I think there's an awful lot more we can learn and an awful lot more we can get from this place. So tonight, that's why we're here. So join me now for Haunted the Journey Part 2. I can feel already spirit people around me. This arboretum is far more haunted than I would ever initially have imagined. We will pull the recorders out very shortly. This place is without doubt absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take you to and explain something very strange I experienced just a couple of days ago. Because of the time of year, it was still light and it was around 9 p.m. I was walking down this path here, taking the dog for a walk. Coming the other way was a lady. She passed by, she looked, and she smiled. One thing that I couldn't help noticing was she was so vivid in her skin tone, her colours. She was absolutely covered in the brightest, most vivid tattoos. But when I say she was vivid coloured, I meant a skin tone and everything. It's, as I said on Facebook, it was like watching somebody in HD on a background of standard definition. She walked past the dog very, very closely. One thing that did strike me is, I thought was really strange, was the dog didn't even look at her, smell her, or react in any way whatsoever. And I got to this point here when I was approached by a regular walking a dog, just stopped to say hello. And I watched this lady in the distance, got those steps. Okay, nothing very strange in itself about that, apart from the fact that when I was watching her, I could clearly see her moving quite a way into the woods before she disappeared. And I say disappeared because she literally disappeared. I actually went running up there. Now the other thing that was very, very strange is when she was walking past me, she wasn't carrying anything, she had no bag. Before she turned right up the top here and disappeared, it looked like she walked like this, like she was holding a mirror in front of her, and she just walked off and disappeared. I finished with the other lady very, very quickly, ran up there to see where this lady had gone because it just didn't look right. Let me show you what I found. I very, very quickly made my way up here. you know what, guys, there's an awful lot of spirit people around here tonight. The energy is so high. I'm going to speak to them very, very shortly. We got up here. Now this is the point she turned. This is the point I watched her to. She came up here, and also she turned like this and walked straight into here. The interesting thing about in there was nowhere for her to go. And to see her above the overgrowth and the nettles and everything, she would have to have been about, all of a sudden, about 7.5 feet tall. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is where she turned right. Straight into here. As you can see, it's very, very thick with the overgrowth. The question that still beckons is, if this wasn't a spirit person or a ghost, where the hell did you go? Then my attention was immediately drawn to this. And again, it's a memorial plaque. No name on it, but the date is 1936 to 1995. It's just a bed of thorns and nettles and no conceivable way through. Now, I also checked for the overgrowth being trodden down. Someone's obviously been here since then, because there's a few bits that have been bent around. Can you see how tall these are? These are probably getting on for about 6 feet. Now, I've seen this lady head and shoulders above that, and she literally disappeared. Do you know what I'm going to do? Let's take the third recorder, if I can find it. Which is here. Now what I'm going to do is leave this recording on the ground while I just try and take another couple of recordings. So let's start that recording now. Stop on this one. Not sure what that one says. Not sure what that one says. That sounds like a human voice. It says Jodie, and then a gentleman starts singing, which is clearly not me. Excuse me a moment, my do you know when you're in these places on your own, it's preferable there's more than just you, but one thing is essential is that A, you're not nervous, and B, you can take care of yourself, because there's a lot of undesirable people in this world. Okay. Right, let's move on. Elizabeth, Jodie, You'll Never Stop Her, or whatever that's about. A gentleman singing Jodie. I mean, we've literally started, as soon as we banged the recorders on, literally 1 minute into what, an investigation. That is absolutely incredible. I did say that there's a lot to be had out of this place. The guys are very forthcoming. I did say earlier on Facebook that the atmospherics are absolutely perfect. It is very dry. The humidity is right. It's not too damp, which means there's a lot less static. It's a clear sky, no clouds. So yeah, let's crack on. I think we're going to do pretty well tonight. I just heard a voice. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. God, I've got people all over me at the moment. At the time, I was using a mini video light, which was actually quite bright, which I did turn down in post. Here, this was Becky, and it just sounded like she's saying something along the lines of, "The lights are horrible." This was then followed by a very, very strong male reply, who seems to say hello. For the second time, as in a previous video, this sound appears to come through the walkie-talkie. I heard nothing at the time. Something is horrible. Something is horrible. Something is horrible. Very good, thank you. Again, you guys have ceased to amaze me. I'm now going to move on, because we've got quite a lot to do this evening. I also want to make my way back up to the church. Now the church, it's worth mentioning, it's about a 15-minute walk in that direction. It's quite a long way, so this is nowhere near the actual cemetery, which just goes to show that yes, the arboretum itself at the bottom end here is haunted. The other thing I realised, do you know in the last video, Haunted the Journey Part 1, as I just joined the arboretum after parking up, as I would park the car, and I was just joining the arboretum, I'd just been walking for like 2 minutes. They actually say, you can actually see this in part 1, you know, it's one of them times when you're all alone and you would think that just one of the guys would put in an appearance. I didn't hear it at the time, but the camera picked up a gentleman that said, "At the top." When I actually played it back and heard that, it didn't make a lot of sense. I thought, at the top of where? I was in the middle of the arboretum. This is before I realised the church was up there. And that was the night when one of the spirits told me I'd seen a ghost. Again, which is in part 1. If you've not seen it, please do. It's not bad. But the church is at the top of the arboretum. Okay, as you can see, another very successful night here at the Arboretum. This next footage, which was shot that same night, shows what appears to be a spirit walking across the camera. Interesting thing about this is it was on request. I asked the spirits if they could show me something on camera which I could share with you. I left the camera running. I walked away for 2 minutes. Just prior to this image passing the camera, this spirit, I'd actually taken 7 steps to the left of the camera, so I wasn't behind it, I wasn't in front of it, and I was probably some 12 or 13 feet away. Take a look at this. Eventually I made my way back up to the cemetery and I asked the spirits to show me something on camera, something I could share with you. These guys are totally real. Their emotions are totally real. They should be respected. Just because we can't see them, so it's no excuse. I was down here last time, I don't think I put it in the actual first video. I said, "Who's that?" And the lady replied. She says, "We are the people of Evington Village." I don't want to spend too much time here, and that's doing my welcome. So let's ask again if they will accommodate my request. Okay, it is now. Someone's approached me. That's wonderful. Okay, guys, so would that be possible for me to get something on camera if I actually just left it over there somewhere for a minute or two? So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to leave that running, and I'm going to, just in case you prefer it this way, I'm just going to walk off for a minute or so, and I'll check it when I come back. Having finished my filming and returning home, it wasn't until reviewing the footage this is what I found. As can be clearly heard, I took at least 8 or 9 steps away from the camera. Anything would be appreciated. I'm now going to spare a couple of minutes. Thank you. Here it is again in slow motion. So once again, that concludes another investigation. This is Haunted the Journey, part 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's just listen to one or two of these recordings, because now in the car, the sound of this recorder, I don't know why that's running. Do you know what? Let's check that crazy one we got earlier. Definitely a woman's voice there saying Jodie, and then a gentleman, because Jodie, and it sounds like it's about to burst into song, doesn't it? Absolutely fascinating. There will still be those people out there it's usually the same half dozen that give me a hard time and say I'm hearing what I want to when I'm sorry, but that depends, because if you want to take the worst examples of everything you can find, then you can make that argument, but I'm afraid if you're going to listen to something like this, there's absolutely no doubt that is human speech, that is a male, that is a female, and the name is Jodie. It can't be anything else. There's no alternative explanation. There's only me there. Absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Okay, so that was that one, and then we had. Let's have a little bit. I'm not going to play them all, but this wasn't very successful tonight, was it? But this one, there was some pretty good recordings on here. I will play them through the big speaker. There is a few of us. We can hear that now in the car. Out there we couldn't. Now again, that's not me interpreting that. That clearly says there is a few of us. That's beautiful. What number is that on? Anyway, I'll check this when I get back. I should agree. It's been another very, very, very successful evening. That Jodie one just totally blows me away. Doesn't matter how long I do this, how many investigations. Absolutely amazing. While we're about it, before I go, I would like to mention the Man vs. Weird programme that went up on Channel 4 3-4 weeks ago. Not a happy chappy, total hatchet job. They claimed that during the investigation at the council HQ, despite his efforts all night, there wasn't any ghostly voices or even so much as an apparition. No, there wasn't any apparitions. That's absolutely fine. We did actually capture quite a lot. I've got my version of their footage without the Mickey Mouse music and without the replies being dubbed. I'll try to upload it to YouTube, but because of the copyright, YouTube's rejecting it. Although they did give me permission to do what I wanted with it before it was filmed. That's obviously changed. I will at some point get that out. You'll see a stark difference. Even in Jodie's, the voice is brilliant. The one in the living room, when I said there's a gentleman here, what's your name? I can't remember exactly what he said, but very, very clear. Totally misrepresented
it was totally misreported. Not happy. Have written a letter to the person concerned. In future, there will be no more open media stuff. It will all have to be subject to conditions, and basically they can take it or leave it. I was getting a lot of crap about, oh, you know, the paranormal community is not happy. This one, some skeptics, by the way. You're representing them. Well, no, I don't represent anybody. I do my own work. I represent myself, and I decide who I represent if that was to be the case. So that's that. I just want to set that record straight. In the meantime, guys, it's been an absolutely fantastic night. We've been there for probably about an hour, just over. It's getting on now. I'm going to get back, get a cup of tea. I'm going to head back now. We will check the recordings and any new friends that we have acquired this evening. So I'm now going to quit my babbling. I am tired, guys. Brilliant. See you again at another investigation very, very soon. Thank you.
Obviously, with such a capture, it seemed only right me and the team returned a day or two later to try and debunk it. Right, this is Don. I'm here with some of the team tonight. We're actually back at the Arboretum in Leicester. By the time you've seen this, you've probably seen Haunted the Journey Part 1, Haunted the Journey Part 2. This is not Haunted the Journey Part 3, but there's so much going on in this place, and I thought the team would like to come and experience something for themselves. You've seen the footage, haven't you? Including it looks like a ghost walking in front of the camera. What do you think of that? Yeah. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? You know. Got Heather.
Hi.
Hiding.
Yes.
So yeah, in about 20 minutes, we're going to go around. We'll work our way around the Arboretum, go up near close around the cemetery and everything, and see what we can pick up. So join us in a few minutes. Right, time's getting on. It's now probably about 20 minutes later. Me and tonight we've got Hayley, we've got Alison, we've got Marie, and we've got my daughter Heather. How do you feel about tonight, Heather?
A bit nervous about tonight. I think it's just the fact that it's out in the open. You just don't know what's going to happen, especially with the things that you've already picked up.
We're about to make a start. Absolutely fantastic mood again. Alison, what was you saying?
Just looking down there where it's really, really dark, and I could see like orange flashes, and I stood there for quite a few minutes quietly just looking down there trying to decide whether I was actually seeing these or whether my eyes were just playing tricks on me. But Marie and Heather have both said that they've seen them down there as well. So
Can you see them, Heather?
I can. It's like, you know, when your eyes play tricks on you and it's dark and you see like lights, but we're all seeing it. So
And they're kind of orange.
Well, I've not seen the orange. I've seen like a white.
Mine are more white.
Glint kind of thing, like flashing. So
Okay.
I think we should go and investigate.
It's just done it now. Feels like it.
Okay, things might be hotting up a little bit, so
Yeah.
bear with
Oh
us.
my god. Did you see that? Yeah.
Over the next several minutes, we experienced more voices and one or two more different kinds of anomalies. At this point, we decided to make our way up to the cemetery to see if we could debunk the image I'd caught just a couple of days before.
When Don was here before on his own, he caught something on the camera when he left it unattended. I'm going to try and debunk that tonight and see if we can at least try and recreate the same setting. Obviously, we don't know what it is. You saw the footage yourself earlier, so we'll see what happens.
I'm going to walk with the light behind me. Although there wasn't even a light behind me though last time. It was actually on the camera.
No, you can't debunk it then. That's going to be too much.
See, that's my shadow. That's covering the whole.
Yeah.
Did it show on the camera?
That's not what it is, what it was, is it?
So that's that. Let's now move the light over the camera where it was. You got it? Mm-hmm. So the camera's recorded, and then I just walked off. Literally, this is what I did.
There's no way that is going to do anything, is it?
No.
No.
I'll walk this way. Again, my shadow is way over there, isn't it?
Mm.
What we actually saw. Right, you can see the screen there. Am I actually kind of the right size as to what we saw?
No, not at all.
It was a lot closer.
There?
No, it was on this side.
Was it about there, that size?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, where are
He seemed like, but very close forward, but lower down.
Yeah, like...
Well, I'm just going to walk past the camera now. We saw that, right?
Yeah.
And it was literally like...
As you can see here, I've overlaid the original footage with the footage of me trying to replicate what was captured on camera.
That's about the
On
right.
the night in question, I took several paces to the left in the opposite direction. However, you can see how closely the moving image matches that of me walking, which would suggest indeed that it was some kind of human form.
Because literally I walked off that way, didn't I? So... Okay, no way we can try and debunk what we captured on camera, what we've just already seen. So we're going to try the same thing again. Last time I was on my own. This time I've got the team, but I'm going to ask the guys if they can put something on camera, if possible. We're going to walk off for 2 minutes and just leave the camera running. So we're going to do that right now. So the next thing you'll hear is us just literally walking away, and we'll just leave everything as it is, okay?
Yep.
That's it. Right, guys, if you can show us anything at all, something we can share with others, it would be greatly appreciated. Right, guys, if you can show us anything at all, something we can share with others, it would be greatly appreciated.
Although this experiment didn't produce anything visually, we did manage to capture what appears to be a loud male spirit whisper. Although it's not clear what he said, it's obvious it's not me or any of the team. A, nobody was whispering, and B, we would have no cause to whisper.
Okay, we've just come back now. We're just going to check the footage to see what we have or we haven't got. 2 out of 2 would be amazing, but I didn't even think I'd get the first one, to be honest, truthfully, but let's see. Right, we're about done here now tonight. It's been, all in all, pretty interesting night. Pretty quiet, but saying that, you never know until you check this stuff. We've had some pretty good replies, but unfortunately tonight I don't feel that a majority of them have been that clear, but that's all to do with atmospherics and everything as I've explained before. So we're going to get back now, see what we've got, put this video together, which you should be watching now. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see another investigation soon.
Just do a quick recording. If anybody's here, just let us know that you're here. Thank you. No. The thing is, you know that the recordings Don's been getting? When we're doing it, it's absolutely nothing can static. Even though some Don's getting like static, you're getting things within the static.
Yeah.
So it just proves that there is something even though you can't work it out.
Yeah.
So that's still amazing.